Busy week with Rutgers sports. Wanted to start with a few more thoughts on Tyson Acuff committing to Rutgers basketball on Monday. Watching some film on him, and I'm hoping to put together a video analysis of him for my YouTube channel. I'll keep you posted on that. But some things that jump off that I was encouraged by was just in terms of he has great body control when attacking the rim, and he's a really good finisher at the rim. I knew, I had said in the rapid reaction, he uh, scores almost 2/3 of his shots at the rim. He's 63% on layups. It was like 66%, I think, overall within 5 feet. I had seen, but in terms of just how he attacks the rim, he's a very good ball handler. He's able to navigate through traffic. He's able to create his own shot. He's able to penetrate in traffic, and he's very low to the ground. He has, I saw some people comment today, turns it over a lot. He has a 10% turnover rate, which is extremely low. He's top 200 nationally. He makes it hard for opponents to get to the basketball, and his momentum and just the way he's able to knife through the defense and then finish strong at the rim. He's able to draw contact at a decent clip. He's a tremendous free throw shooter at 81%. But I was really impressed with how he's able to attack the rim, and he's also someone that, when a play breaks down and the shot clock is winding down, he's going to be able to get a good look at the basket. So that is a huge quality in what he brings. And also, listen, he doesn't have he's not the most efficient shooter there is. Talks about his free throw shooting. His 3-point shooting has been better in the past than it was this past year. He's really efficient at the rim. He shot, just over 50% at a 2-point range overall. He takes a lot of mid-range jumpers, which, is not the most inefficient shot or most efficient shot there is in college basketball or basketball in general. But he makes a lot of shots. Like, there's a lot of shots that just hit nothing but net. So he's definitely streaky. When he's on, when he is in rhythm, he's definitely a rhythm shooter, which, is going to be an adjustment coming into Rutgers and getting less shots than he's used to. So whatever role he ultimately plays, he's not going to have the ball in his hands and shoot as much as he's used to. But I think that there's an opportunity there too for him to kind of master his best skills in terms of shooting the basketball. And in terms of he's got a high arc, he's got a high release, he's got smooth technique, and he has a very pretty shot in terms of, he makes a lot of clean baskets. So that was something that stuck out to me on film. He's not going to shy away from big moments. He plays with a calm confidence. He's under control. The way he uses his body and also his decision making. He never looks rushed out there. And I think the biggest thing is just shot selection, right? It's going to have to be critiqued and edited in terms of the situations he's in at Rutgers, and listen, he's going to be playing with Jeremiah Williams, Dylan Harper, who knows who else. He's going to have a different role. And I think that will predicate, his shot selection some. And again, the buy-in, I think, with Smoke Williamson, bringing him to Rutgers, that relationship is going to be huge. And as a fifth-year guy, he wants to win. I love how Steve Peichel last week talked about, wanting guys to come here that are excited about the opportunity that they have in front of them. And it is a very unique opportunity having Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, who play in the McDonald's All-American game pretty much as I'm recording this. And I'll have, something on that tomorrow. They do have some great quotes out there prior to the game that I wanted to touch on. Ace said, for me and Dylan to come and support and show what we are going to bring to Rutgers is just a blessing. And then in terms of Dylan, he said, Rutgers has had other great players like my brother, Ron Harper Jr., Geo Baker, people like that, Harper said. But I think for me and Ace to come in there and just change the culture, I think it's going to change a lot of Rutgers history. Again, these guys could have gone anywhere. They're choosing to come to Rutgers. And now they're getting guys in the portal that want to come and be a part of it and getting veterans, getting hoopers, getting scoring, getting guys that can contribute and play a role on a winning team. I think Tyson Acuff checks that box. There's a lot of dynamics. There's a lot of things going on in the portal right now. And yes, I didn't mention yesterday, and I know a lot of people are talking about, Darius Acuff Jr. is his cousin, top 10 prospect in the 25 class. Rutgers has been all over him since the beginning. Obviously, the relationship with Smoke Williamson, the assistant, but also Trey McKinney, who Rutgers is on and had visited in October. They were hoping to get Acuff to visit in the winter, but he did not. Everyone's after him now. I don't really think it changes much. I mean, of course it could, but I just think I'm looking at the importance of Tyson to this team coming up. In terms of, there was a report out there about the NIL figure. I talked about this all off season. Who knows? There's and by the way, April Fools hate it now with sports Twitter and all the fake news that are out there. And let me just save you some time. Look, Bronny James, whether he enters the portal or not, he's not going to Rutgers. There was a tweet out there that Rutgers is a favorite to land him. He's not going to an Adidas school, first of all. And honestly, no disrespect to him, and I feel bad for him because of his name. He gets so much pressure put on him, and like people were declaring he was going to be a first-round pick in the 24 draft. Just let the kid go somewhere and develop. Honestly, if I were him, I'd go to Duquesne, play for Drew Joyce, who was a high school teammate with LeBron James. That's a good team, a good conference. Go there and develop. But who knows where he ends up? Maybe he ends up at Ohio State. Also, another guard that ended up at Ohio State today, Michi Johnson from South Carolina. Why do I mention this? Because Matt Allocco from Princeton visited Ohio State last week. The more guards that commit to Ohio State before Matt Allocco does gives Rutgers a better chance for Matt Allocco. So I'm encouraged by that. No news on whether he is visiting this week. I know they're trying. The dead period starts after Friday. So hoping to get him on campus. Zach Martini was on campus on Tuesday. In terms of an official visit, it was reported that he wanted to meet Greg Schiano and went to football practice. But I know Rutgers feels really good about the position they're in with both Martini and Allocco. Obviously, they can play critical roles next season. And I'll save more for my thoughts on Martini if he does, in fact, commit. No news on whether he will or has, but hopefully, it's his second visit now in a week. And Rutgers certainly has made it clear that they want him. And then Allocco as well. So we'll see if they get him on campus before the end of the week. But that would be huge. But Ohio State, certainly a player there. Notre Dame's of interest for Allocco as well. And then, they have a New Jersey assistant also. So we'll see what happens there. But just in terms of recruiting, it's fluid. Rutgers is obviously, really has an opportunity through the portal to make this roster as strong as possible. In NIL, listen, I talked about it. They have NIL. Some of the figures out there in terms of targets and what they want. The figure out there for Acuff. I don't know what's true or not. I know that Rutgers feels like they're in a good position with NIL. They could always be in a better position. I strongly recommend if anyone can donate to Knights of the Raritan or Knights Society, or if you have a business and you can, sign some of these guys to help promote your business, anything, Rutgers fans, and whether it's right or wrong, and listen, I understand the sentiment, like fans shouldn't have to contribute to NIL. I do understand that. But the reality is that is the position that we're all in right now. And this is a special season, potential for a special season coming up. So anything that anybody can do, please do. If you can't do, support your team, support Rutgers, wear that block R, whatever you can do. No one should feel bad what they can't do. No one should be told what they have to do. But if you can do something to help, please do. Knights of the Raritan, Knights Society, contact Rutgers directly. If you have questions, Pat Hobbs had that video last week. But certainly NIL is very important. In terms of hoops, also Derek Simpson today committing to St. Joe's. That is out there. He had a really good quote about Rutgers in terms of his departure. And it was an article, I have to get there. It was big5hoops.com. Derek Simpson saying, nothing but good experience. He said, I can't thank Rutgers Nation, Rutgers fans enough. I learned a lot about who I am as a person, who I am as a basketball player, how my mind works. These past 2 years have not been nothing but good stuff for me. I'm just trying to bring all of the knowledge I've learned in the last 2 years in one of the best conferences in America and just trying to take it somewhere else and bring my knowledge to St. Joe's. Just try to put it all together this upcoming year. Simpson, had some big games for Rutgers, likable guy, big shoes to fill with Geo Baker, the comparisons, right or wrong. Really struggled shooting the basketball this last season, but a great player. in terms of just his spirit for Rutgers. Great person by all accounts, and really wish him well, and classy gesture in terms of his quote. St. Joe's A10, it's a good spot. They play an up-tempo style, so we'll certainly be rooting for him next season. Both sides move on. Rutgers adds Tyson Acuff, who I do think on the court, is a significant upgrade. But Simpson lands in a spot that I think is going to be really good for his career. Moving on, some news that broke on Tuesday. Tim Pernetti, loyal son, did a podcast on him, I think around Thanksgiving, just saying how underappreciated I think he is in terms of getting Rutgers into the Big Ten. Obviously, a letter winner with football, was former athletic director, and obviously left under bad terms with the firing of Mike Rice, and kind of a controversial ending in terms of how he said he wanted to handle it, how he's allowed to handle it. Long story short, I've said before that Rutgers should honor him this, the 10th anniversary of the Big Ten. So I hope they do something next year. Even more reason to do so is many reports out there now. He is going to be the new commissioner of American Athletic Conference, the AAC. Going to be a challenging job for him. He obviously has a ton of connections working in the marketing and TV world in college athletics, but great hire for the AAC, and always rooting for Tim Pernetti in whatever he may be doing. And have an interview out with Pat Flaherty, talk to the media after spring practice on Tuesday, fourth practice of spring camp so far. And again, obviously, guy has a ton of experience, won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, but it's great. I love that Rutgers and Schiano allow the assistants to talk during spring camp, and just wish you could hear them more, because these guys are impressive, man. Obviously, the coordinators last week, but Flats, I could listen to him talk all day, and just see, speaking about teaching the younger players, getting younger players up to speed nowadays, teaching them zone coverages. Talked about Holland Pierce's development and growth at Rutgers, talking about the recovery of Tyler Needham, his own career, but you could just listen to that guy talk forever. So check out that interview on my YouTube. And then, like I said, Ace and Dylan in the high school All-American tonight, McDonald's All-American game. If anything, the frustrations of this past year, the tenuous offseason, just in terms of so many players leaving. Now we're starting to get into roster building. It's an exciting time. And then you get to watch on the nation's biggest stage, 2 of the best high school prospects in America. Again, you need experience. You need a team. You need guys that accept roles. You need winners. You need hoopers. But the talent and the skill set that Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey are going to bring Rutgers is something to truly cherish, and watch them on display in the McDonald's All-American game. They are not your normal freshmen. And I agree, you need, freshmen have not succeeded in terms of this COVID era of players, 23, 24-year-olds. But these 2 guys are special. And if Steve Peichel and Rutgers can get it right in building the roster and surrounding them with winners, with guys with the right skill sets that fit, with building a chemistry, these 2 guys, their raw talent and their leadership and their ability to make winning basketball plays, it's going to be on full display next season. I could not be more excited. Thanks so much for listening and watching once again here at The Scarlet Faithful.